Hey there everyone, Clifton here with Clifton Creative Academy, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Chrome developer tool. So I uploaded a video to the channel, and in that video I was teaching how to use Elementor to build this website that you have right here. And one of the subscribers asked about the developer tool and requested that we make a video talking a little bit more about that. So this is that video. So what is the Chrome developer tool? Well, the Chrome developer tool is a tool that ships with Chrome. So I use Chrome to build websites when I'm building websites, and simply because they just have the best tools for being able to do that. And the fastest way to access the Chrome developer tool is literally by right-clicking anywhere on any website like this and clicking on the inspect button. And what the Chrome developer tool does is it exposes the code that is used to build that website. And the code that it exposes is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You can also use it to debug any kind of a JavaScript or console errors, as well as look at different breakpoints and event listeners and a lot of other great things as well. But normally or typically I use it to basically look at the CSS code and HTML code that is running a particular website. So in the use case of web design, you're really going to be using it for two things. One, you want to drill down on a specific element and look at its CSS code or look at the HTML code behind that element. And I'll show you exactly how that works. So let me close out of this and start from the beginning. So let's say, for instance, I'm looking at this element right here, this image, okay? And I want to see how this was created. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on this image and click on inspect. When I do that, the Chrome developer tool comes up and it's focused on that image. So you can see right here, this is highlighted area right here is focused on the image. Okay, and when I look at this image, I can get a bunch of information to the right over here. So once I click on the image, I look over here to the right, I can see the label for that image or the selector, right? And I can see that it has a border radius of 100 pixels on the top left, no radius on the top right, 100 pixels on the bottom right, and no radius on the bottom left. So now instantly I have the information to know how to recreate this for another element if I were using CSS. Now this is particularly useful if you are writing CSS by hand on your website, which is typically how we built websites before the advent of page builders. And I still use CSS a lot today. I built most of the websites that I built using strictly CSS. So this is a great way for you to find out how things are done. You can also use it to find out, for instance, colors. If you wanted to do a color palette or you wanted to match a color, okay, you can simply find an element. So for instance, if I wanted to see what color these headings are, I can use the inspect element or the inspect tool here, which is this little square with the arrow inside of it. I can click on that square and move over to that specific element. Click on it and it will give me the information that I need about that heading. And right here I can see that the color is a E5023E color, and if I wanted to use that somewhere else, then I can use it. Okay, you can also make changes using the developer tool. Now the changes won't be live on the website per se, but it'll give you a preview of what that looks like. So for instance, let's say I have this color, it's E5023E, and let's say I wanted to see what this would look like as a different color. Okay, so let's say I wanted to see what this would look like as a FFC000. Okay, now that I've done that, it has changed the colors to yellow. Okay, now someone looking at this website live on another browser will not see these changes. These changes are only local to you. They're in your browser, but you get a chance to be able to preview what that change will look like by using this developer tool. Now, some of the other great cool things about the developer tool is the HTML that it displays to you. So by moving around, you can see all the different HTML and you can see all the information in the little box there over there. And you can see how much HTML is being used just to lay out this page. All right, so it's a great way for you to be able to target elements, find out the CSS that's used to style them, and even make some changes, preliminary, just to see what that would look like. Now, another thing that's great about it is you can also use the developer tool to take a look at what your site will look like on mobile. So for instance, if I click on this see this mobile icon here, okay, I can see what my site looks like on mobile. Okay, and looking at it on mobile, I can then say, okay, so this is what it would look like on an iPad. All right, so I'm scrolling through, and maybe I don't like what it looks like on an iPad, so I can then go ahead and make those changes. And let's say I wanted to see what it looks like on a iPhone 10, for instance. Okay, and I say, okay, the layout looks pretty good on iPhone 10. All right, great. Okay, and I might want to make some changes in here, looking at it on iPhone 10. But you get a chance to be able to preview what your website looks like. You can also look at it, what it looks like on different devices that, maybe you're looking at a Galaxy S5 or a Pixel or so on. You can look at your site and just get an idea of what it looks like on other devices. It's one of the benefits of the developer tool. Okay, so I recommend using the developer tool when you get a chance and playing around with it. You can get a lot of great information. So we can turn this off and go back to our full screen. Get a lot of great information from it. For instance, I can select here, and if I wanted to see what this custom logo here, what the image is, I can see even in here what the image source is. You can see it right there inside the header. Provides a lot of powerful information that you can use. Now, I do not recommend that you use this to copy other people's websites, but you can use it to get ideas. If you see a really cool, for instance, you saw that this, you like the way this contact us button is styled, and you want to know how that's done, just mouse over it, okay, and you can see all the information. You can see how much padding it has, what the background color is, what the color of the text is, okay, and you can select that item and find out even more information about it, border radius and so on. You can even go and look at the computed areas of it, and it will tell you, oh, look, this is how much padding it has. It's got 40 padding on the left and right and 8 padding on the top and bottom, okay? And you can see all kinds of great information in here to be able to use in your own projects. Okay, so I hope that's a good understanding of the developer tool. It can definitely do a lot more than I've explained here in this video, but preliminarily, all I recommend that you use this for really is to find out the CSS that's being used to build a website that you like, maybe some HTML information, and sometimes if you ever experience a problem that may appear to be a JavaScript problem, you can look in the console here, and it will tell you any errors right here. So right now we don't have any errors, which is wonderful, right? But sometimes you may encounter errors. It'll tell you here, and you're able to debug your website and fix the errors. And then when you're ready and you're done with this and want to close out of it, just hit the X, and you are restored and brought back to your website. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them into the comments, and I'll do my best to answer those questions. My name is Clifton with Clifton Creative Academy. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when we post additional videos and tutorials like this. We appreciate the subscription to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.